So yun, I've been struggling these past few days, and honestly, I'd say this is one of those days where I've been stressed with work or school. My body, I don't feel that energized. Honestly, like every day, I feel so tired and drained from all the things that are happening. And honestly, I'm kind of tired. Like I don't even have the energy to record, but I still gotta do it anyway. That's what we try to acknowledge every day, that we are human and we feel tired sometimes. Sometimes we experience trials and tribulations, but I always believe that these things happen for a reason. And I don't believe God will put you situations in life if it weren't for a reason. And I always remind myself every day that as long as there's air in my lungs and blood pumping in my veins, I have a purpose in life. And to be able to live and experience these things, you begin to understand the gratitude that you have towards the Lord, that some people don't get to wake up the next morning. And you never know when you wake up the next morning. And to be able to experience these things reminds me how blessed I am. Even despite how days can be so hard, we should always remind ourselves how blessed we are. Even to the small things in life. Because those small things, without them, it's sort of a holistic sense of aspect. Honestly, lately I haven't been close to the Lord as I used to. After being at school, very tired. Honestly, I even forgot to open up my Bible or to journal. Like I was so focused on my problems as if I'm trying to lean on my own capabilities. I wasn't trying to rely on the Lord. Like I always be stressing out. I always be stressing out with things as if my struggles was at the throne of my heart. I wasn't able to find peace during my work. And honestly, I felt so empty. I felt so distant. I all these emotions surging in me. Yeah, honestly, it's hard. I've begun to realize that, yeah, dependence on the Lord is so important. In a sense where you are able to find peace through Him. That was something I haven't been experiencing since I wasn't allowing God to intervene my life. And man, honestly, I'm just grateful that I was able to realize this whenever I'm in school or outside. I may appear okay, but deep inside, I felt like a mess. And honestly, I'm the type of person that really doesn't want anyone to get involved with my struggles. In a sense where I don't want people to be bothered. And honestly, that's what I felt with the Lord the same way. Like, whew, like I tend to keep it all for myself. I have to admit, sometimes I really struggle to trust with my struggles, as if I fear to be a burden to anyone else. Then I reminded myself Matthew 11, where Jesus said, here, I'm just going to read the scripture on Matthew 11, verse 28. Come to me, all of you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your soul. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. For all this time, I haven't been relying on the Lord as much as I used to. When times get rough, sometimes we tend to fog up. We aren't able to see the end of the tunnel. And so true in life that being so focused, being so stressed out, being so worried with all the things that are happening, sometimes we tend to forget that God is the reason why He's here, is to guide you through those struggles. And I haven't been really depending on the Lord as much as I used to. Maybe that's why my life was being such a mess. Having this in mind, like I've already began to feel grateful and blessed through the struggles that I'm experiencing, because I remember the time I prayed to God, and like what I prayed for was I didn't want to bed rot anymore. I didn't want to doom scroll anymore. I didn't essentially I wanted to eliminate every bad habit I had, even to the simplest habits like binge eating or stress eating, doom scrolling whenever I feel so stressed, even to the times where I relapsed to corn. I prayed to the Lord that I didn't want to be in that place anymore. where I had to rely on the world. Then I realized that I was already living in an answered prayer. And the gift that God gave me was work. That eliminated the stress that I was feeling, that I was reminded that I am blessed to be able to live and to work and to experience these things. And this goes to remind that everyone who is watching that you may be in an answered prayer. You may not just realize it now, but the thing that helped me realize it was I prayed to God that I may able to see myself in his eyes. That I was able to see the blessings that were right in front of me. My prayers were answered instantaneously. And man, I'm just really grateful for the experiences I'm feeling despite being so hard, despite every struggle that I face. I know in the end it will be all worth it.